حرية يهود إيران.
It's Thursday night in central Tehran, and inside this unmarked, nondescript building, a special event is underway. Some of Iran's 25,000-strong Jewish community are celebrating the festival of Purim, commemorating the ancient tale of a plot to kill all the Jews of the Persian Empire. It's a story of survival that shows the deep Jewish roots here, going back more than 2,500 years.
ایران در واقع وطن فرهنگی یهودی‌ها هستش. خیلی جالبه که آثاری که ما در ایران داریم از فرهنگ و تمدن یهودی حتی از آثاری که در اسرائیل هم هستش بیشتره.
For almost 30 years, though, Iran's Jewish community has lived in an Islamic state. Synagogue board member Robert Halder believes the Islamic Revolution of 1979 was good for their faith.
من میتونم بگم که انقلاب اسلامی ارمغانی که برای جامعه ما آورده اینه که ما هم بعد از این انقلاب بیشتر کلیمیان ایران مذهبی هستن، مذهبی شدن. در کنار یک محیط مذهبی بودن بسیار راحت‌تر میتونه آدم مذهب رو قبول بکنه تا یک محیطی که مذهبی نباشه.
Robert Halder is one of the few people here who agreed to speak with me.
She is my mother.
Iranian Jews prefer to keep a low profile and are uneasy about foreign journalists constantly asking what it's like to live in an Islamic state.
من نمیدونم که چرا مهم هست برای جهانیان. ما الان همه چیزو اینجا به راحتی ما داریم انجام میدیم. ما تمام مسائل فرهنگیمون، مذهبیمون، شما الان دیدید جشنهامون، مدارسمون، تعطیلاتمون، همه چیز رو در کمال آزادی داریم. ولی گفتم همونطور که گفتم شاید این درست انعکاس پیدا نمیکنه به خارج.
The existence of a Jewish community here has long fascinated the West, primarily because of the Iranian government's hostility towards the Jewish state, Israel. And Iranian Jews recently came to international attention when President Mahmoud Ahmadinejad described the Holocaust as a myth. For Iran's only Jewish member of parliament, this was too much. Maurice Metamet describes himself as Iranian first and a Jew second, but felt compelled to speak out. In modern-day Iran, there are virtually no cases of anti-Semitic violence, of the kind you hear about in some parts of Europe. Indeed, all indications are that Jews and Muslims live harmoniously. Nowhere is this better illustrated than here, at this Jewish hospital in southern Tehran. It's one of only 4 Jewish charity hospitals in the world, and reputedly one of the best hospitals in the country. I'm shown around by a Muslim man who's worked here for 2 decades.
Intensive care unit.
Staff here are Muslim and Jewish, as are patients. Barangas Hasidim, a Jew, is in charge of administration.
Whoever comes to our hospital, we are asking what's your pain, what you are suffering from. We are not asking what's their religion or how they think or what's their ideology. No, and most of the patients, more than 95 patients that we are treating in this hospital, they are un-Jewish.
The hospital runs primarily on donations from Jews both in Iran and abroad. though recently the government of President Ahmadinejad made a donation of 25 million tomans, or 32,000 Australian dollars.
25 million toman is not a significant payment and a significant amount according to our costs. But in the other hand, as a part of this donation, have a cultural effect on us, and said that government wants the hospital to persist and to work and to serve Iranian population.
So it was a positive message, yes, as well as actual...
It's a positive message. This message says to us that condition is not very bad, and there is not a specific problem between Iranian Jewish society and Ahmadinejad government.
All around Tehran, there is a significant, albeit discreet, Jewish presence. Inside this building is a Jewish library, with books in Hebrew and in Persian, where pictures of Islamic revolutionary leader Ayatollah Khomeini and Moses sit side by side. There's a kosher butchery, where kosher meat is served up by Muslim butchers. And there is also at least one kosher restaurant. Moses Baba, a well-known Tehran identity and antique dealer, is a good example of the fact that Iranian Jews enjoy a degree of freedom that would surprise many in the West. In recent years, Jews like Baba have been allowed to freely visit Iran's archenemy, Israel.
اومدن تو مسجدمون گفتن شنبه هر وقت میخواید برید و بیایید آزادید قول دادم به ما هیچ کاریتون ندارم هر سال اول میرم ترکیه از ترکیه اسرائیل بعدش میرم امریکا بعدش دوباره میام ترکیه میام ایران.
While many Iranian Jews are now travelling freely, statistics show that the number leaving for good is actually falling. Despite the fact he has children and grandchildren in Israel, Moses Baba says he isn't going anywhere.
برای که من ایران رو دوست دارم به خدا هر وقت برم اونجا 20 روز میمونم میام اینجا فوری یه مسلمونا و یه خوب هست که تو دنیا از خوبی نی برای یه مؤمنان خدا پرستن احترام میذارن.
Amazingly, it was the Islamic Revolution's leader, Ayatollah Khomeini, who paved the way for the protection of Jews in the Islamic State. Harun Yashai is a Jewish community leader who was in contact with Khomeini back in 19... Iranian Jews have certainly fared better than some other religious minorities in Iran, such as the Baha'i. Perhaps to Westerners used to the scenes of conflict between Jews and Muslims in Palestine, the concept of Jews living happily in a Muslim state is a strange one. But here in Iran, it doesn't appear unusual.
وقتی میگن من مسلمانم یا شما کلیمی هستین یعنی این ارتباط فرهنگی ایرانیان با یهودیان بسیار بسیار عمیق‌تر از ارتباط اسلام
در ایران بتوانند بتونین هنگامی که آقای احمدی نژاد مسائلی رو مطرح کرد و اون مورد حمله قرار گرفت، ما یک بیانیه دادیم، در اینترنت پخش کردیم و مطرح کردیم که ایشون ضد یهود نیست و صرفا ایشون نظریات امام خمینی رو دارن تکرار میکنن. ایشون برای یهودی ها در واقع تا آنجا که مربوط به مردم ایران می شود، اجازه بدهید آن چیزی که آقای خاخام وایس گفت، من با ایشون 100% موافق هستم که مردم ایران بایستی که راه خودشون رو ادامه بدهند و این رو مطرح کنند که اونها هیچ گونه نفرتی بر علیه یهودی ها ندارند. در واقع یک اتهام غلطی است که صهیونیست ها بر علیه ایران مطرح می کنند که جمهوری اسلامی ایران ضد یهودی است. این کاملا غلط است. کاملا این مسئله رو مطرح کنه که با صهیونیسم مخالف است و با یهودیت و یهودیگری مخالف نیست. و
God bless President Ahmadinejad. We bless the president with all the blessings. We would like to read the inscription. May this gift be a token of gratitude for the sweetness and love you have extended to Jews and all mankind. On behalf of World Torah Jewry, presented by Nature Karate International, New York, USA.
With civilian casualties where you start questioning what they're doing?
Well, this morning I looked on the AP and I saw a very, very terrible photograph. And that photograph was of a little girl in Lebanon in a Shiite community with her head being slashed because of a Muslim holiday. Her father, she was petrified, and her father is slashing her head and his hands are full of blood. Now, if a father can slash his own child's head with blood, we have a real problem. This is not a problem.
It's a religious holiday?
This is a religious holiday.
My parents had a mohel slash my penis.
That's it's very, I don't think you can possibly compare this.
Well, it looks better afterwards.
That's inappropriate.